Three, two, one.
word.
Let's go. Right now, let's go. Welcome everyone to the Cloud Accounting Podcast. I am your host, Kenji. He is.
You just said the Cloud Accounting Podcast.
I know, I heard that too. I don't think he said it on purpose.
He did it on accident. That's going to be a blooper reel for the century.
I love it. I love it. Well,
Let's keep
welcome
going.
everybody to the Sons of CPAs.
I'm Blake
Welcome
Oliver.
to the Sons.
I'm
Blake
David
Oliver.
Leary.
I'm Jason Ackerman.
It's nice
Welcome
meet
to the
you
Sons
guys.
of CPAs.
I'm a little out of sorts, technical difficulties, but we're jumping into this hot and live. I'm Kenji. This is actually Drink While You Think.
This is
my
heavy.
gosh.
This is
Matthew.
heavy. I have a drink.
Matthew is our other co-host. Hey, real quick, Matthew, who is our sponsor today?
We are not sponsored today. You can sponsor the Cloud Accounting Podcast / Drink While You Think by just sending us beer. So if you'd like to sponsor, just send us beer and you will be our sponsor.
The Sons of CPAs.
The reason
will
I
sponsor
jumped
this.
in so hot, okay. The reason I did is I wanted no discussion, talking, prep work for this, because on the program today, I want viewers to get the most authentic view of who I view as the most authentic person in accounting.
Why
No
is there
prep.
air quotes?
If you were to run into this guy at a conference, I want it to feel like you just met him. So without further ado, Scott Scarano, who the hell are you? What are you doing? And what are you drinking? Go.
I think it's Scarano, but you could say Scarano. I think. I'm not quite sure. I've heard it both ways. So I have a special beer today. I'm very excited. I have. Are we showing our beers yet? Is that
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and show.
where
Yeah,
we're
sure.
at?
What do you got? What do you
All
got?
right. I mean, this one is called Mexican Cake. It's juicy. I have been sitting on this for a few months now. I'm just waiting for my invite for Drink While You Think. This is all this is. So this beer here, can I read? We have
Yes.
Mexican Cake from Westbrook Brewing Company. It's an Imperial Stout, 10.5 alcohol by volume here. Way back in December of 2011, we brewed our first anniversary beer. And this is a serious Imperial Stout aged with cocoa nibs, vanilla beans, cinnamon sticks, and fresh habanero peppers. Salud.
Salud. And by the way, Matthew, isn't this the one you consumed
Last
recently? Last week. He had that exact same beer.
Absolutely. Really?
You were speaking, I swear to God, he was so excited. Don't tell him your rating yet, Matthew, because
Okay, I won't tell him your rating.
you don't want to influence it.
I must have missed that episode. I'm sorry, guys.
I thought you were doing it to suck up to him. But
No.
Matthew, what do you have?
I honestly didn't even know, but I love it. That makes it even better.
So I'm doing a left-hand peanut butter milk stout. So I'm going with left-hand peanut butter milk stout. This is the heaviest thing in my fridge right now. It's a 6.2 percenter. So I'm going to go with that
You
one.
want to trade? That
That's a
sounds
solid
so
one.
good. My kids are allergic to peanut butter, so I get it any way I can. And it sounds like that's the
There
best way
you
with
go.
alcohol. Yeah.
I'm going the lightest weight. The bright day coming. 3 taverns. Matthew and I love drinking over there. It is a awesome hazy IPA. I love it. I've had it before. I've not drank it on here, and I've not rated it here. But however, gentlemen, hold on. I got to pour it. Matthew knows I like to do the pour on screen.
I'm going to
That's a
drink while
terrible
he
pour.
pours.
That looks
Look
like
at
it's
that
coming from a
terrible
keg.
pour.
Dude,
Look at
this
that.
is heavy though. Like,
Okay,
oh,
hold on.
it
Cheers,
was a pour.
boys. Cheers. Give a
Cheers.
little
Cheers.
Clink.
Salud.
salute.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh, I'm gonna have a beer mustache
Oh.
with this one.
It's
That
a
is
good
good
one.
stuff. Okay. I've got so many questions. We're never going to get through all of them. There's no way possible. There's so many questions.
We're
All
gonna
right,
do a
first of all-
two-parter today. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
a
maybe. First of all,
two-parter.
Scott, before we even get into all the questions, tell people who the hell you are and what you're doing. And yes, it's Scarano.
Yeah, you get tomato, right? Yeah.
All right. Who
Um,
are you? What are you doing?
Scott Scarano. What am I doing? I'm hanging with you guys right now, man. That's all I want to talk about. I guess I don't like to talk about me, to be honest. So all I want to talk about is my podcast. And you guys you were on it. Matt's going to be on it. So, and I have an accounting firm. I do. My father was a CPA. He owns a software company now. My grandfather was a CPA, and I'm not a CPA though, sadly.
So, okay, let's go with that. You own a firm. You got this podcast called Sons of CPAs. Yet, I guess you're a grandson of even CPAs. That may go back further than Ackerman, but Ackerman actually works with his dad.
He does.
But yeah, is it inauthentic that you don't work with your dad like Jason does?
You did put the quotes for authentic earlier, and I think that's why you put the quotes, because I don't work with my dad. So that was the asterisk next to my name, is that, I'm authentic, but I can't trademark it yet. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, though, I did grow up with my dad. I didn't necessarily work for him or with him, but I did live in the same house with him. So there's that.
Well, you're a big family guy. Are any of your kids, is there a chance we're going to get 4 generations of accountants? Do you see any of your kids?
There is no question about that. And I don't want to push them into it, but they will. One of them out of 3, I gotta roll the dice,
Why do you say that?
We had to keep them coming out.
Are you seeing accounting attributes coming out of them already?
My daughter's getting into music, and my son wants me to get him a piano. So I'm trying to take after your footsteps here and and both of your footsteps, and raise some musically gifted children. So then I can feed off of them.
Okay.
That's the plan.
Still, somebody might do some accounting there. Matthew,
honestly think I do think that my daughter probably is interested in this, and I think it's very safe bet if she wanted to do this at any point. I'd be happy for her to, but I don't want to, you don't ever want to push your kids into doing anything. I think ideally when they're younger, you could have, the bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, sky's the limit. But at the end of the day, it's a very practical profession.
Yeah.
So I've asked this to Matthew before, and I'll just go through it again, but I think the question was something around like, Matthew, if your friends from high school saw you now, would they be surprised by like what you're doing? And I think your answer was,
oh no, they would not be
not
surprised
at
at all. Not one cent.
So kind of in that vein, Scarano, think back, would people be surprised?
That's a fun question. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you think?
So it's a fun one, because I don't think I tell this much, but all I did was want to be an accountant. And that's all I wanted to do when I was in high school. Nobody's ever asked me this, but that's all I ever said. Everybody's like, what are you going to do when you grow up? I just want to be an accountant. That's all I ever wanted to do. I ended up going to school, deciding I'm going to go to do business. I was at Carolina, and I was enjoying it a little too much. And I decide midway through my freshman year that I want to do screenplays and I want to fucking make movies. Sorry, can I curse on this? I don't.
Absolutely.
Yes. I try to watch my mouth now. Like this is something I'm trying to watch.
Matthew never does. Matthew can't. Matthew has Tourette's.
I decide halfway through my freshman year that I want to do screenplays and I want to go to Hollywood and make movies. And then I end up doing accounting anyway. So there you go. And so that went through, several years, and I actually enjoyed it. I liked doing it, but again, you gotta get practical some point. So I don't think that they would be surprised, because they kind of
because you always talked about it, I guess.
I guess so.
But okay, in a similar kind of vein of that, what if you meet someone today, and not in an accounting conference, someone who doesn't know what you do? If you tell them like, hey, I own an accounting firm, are people surprised?
Probably not. I honestly don't know how to answer that, because I don't really, I wear my heart on my sleeve, but I don't wear my profession on my sleeve. So I guess they could be surprised at anything that I do, right? Yeah, I don't know.
So you're just surprised. Yeah. So what you're actually saying is nobody's surprised by anything.
I think that I surprise people. Like I like to jump up behind them and scare them, so that's the only way I surprise people. Otherwise, they're just not surprised. I mean, I'm a very open book. I don't really try to. I don't hold as much to the vest as somebody like Matthew. Matthew is very low key. He doesn't say enough to give everything away. But I think me and you, you don't talk as much as I do. I talk too much. That's the problem. So I give it all away.
Okay, so I was thinking about you and Matthew here, and I have not done this yet with Matthew, but I had the opportunity to do this with you when we were in Vegas is I didn't sit down and play at a poker table with you, but I know you like poker. And you sat down, and I was over there on the craps table doing things, but I kind of watched you. It's kind of cool watching you work the table. I think I told you there, Matthew's a big poker player, good poker player. I know this is kind of a weird question because you've never really sat at a poker table together, but like, I'm trying to figure out what Matthew versus Scott would look like at the poker
He would run
table.
the table on me. Matthew would run the table on me. He would win every hand, even if I was bluffing. He would know. That's the thing. Is I honestly know that through conversation with Matthew. He's a good people reader, and he studies. And you know, I do think that I might win a few hands, but he would let me. This is the thing. At a poker game, it takes a while, right? You got to have the stamina to play cards, and Matthew has that stamina. And I would probably have to cash it back in. I'd probably have to put another, you know, $500 on the table after he wins all my money, and he would just keep taking it.
Do you agree with that, Matthew?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I'm not. No, I'd be intimidated by you at a poker table. I'd avoid hands with you most of the time, probably. So,
Do you know how
Why
I
is
play,
that?
Matthew? I know why. I think I know why, and I'm not going to answer for you because I do want you to answer. So why is that?
well, you probably aggressive, so I have to be the aggressor in a hand generally. So I think we wouldn't play very many hands head up against each other. Actually,
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
if
true.
you,
Yeah.
I don't know if you chase very often, but I don't chase a bunch of hands unless I'm in. I'm usually trying to push people out, even if I'm usually the aggressor on the betting when I'm playing.
So I probably have to agree with that part of it, and that's typically where I win. Is I will pounce and take advantage of a lot of things, but then sometimes I get sloppy, and that's typically the problem. So I was telling Kenji when we played, and it was whenever I watch anything outside of the game and I'm thinking about the time or thinking about, okay, I want to do this or this, that's when I don't pay as much attention. And I told him I had the chance to win. I think I'm going to say 1,600, but I think it was 1,200. I had the chance to win 1,200, and I lost everything because I just went all in with a pair of jacks. Like, who goes all in with a pair of jacks? Two other guys went all in. In this round, two other guys at the table went all in. One had a pair of aces and one had a pair of kings. What? I always think when that happens, that's like, I decide to go all in and two other guys get dealt pocket rockets and pocket kings. Oh, sorry, I don't want this to be a poker talk. This isn't a poker
I'm enjoying
conversation.
it. I'm enjoying imagining the two of you at a poker table. Okay. Is that also correct? Didn't you come? This is in Vegas for AICPA Engage. You came without a ticket, correct?
Oh, correct. Yeah, I had a plane ticket, but I don't. Well, you know what happened on the way home. But yeah, so I did have a plane. I did not have a ticket to AICPA Engage, but I'll tell you what. And I think you were my inspiration to go, Kenji. The weekend that I bought this beer, I had talked to you, and you told me you were going to go with your family. And you said you were going to take your family there, and I said that. So Matthew's exterminator is at his house, and his dogs are going crazy. So,
they're always
so
Scott. They're always going crazy. They're always going crazy
because he always has the exterminator over, right? Is that his secret girlfriend, the exterminator?
Yeah. His dogs are. I love them. They're the loudest barking dogs of all time. Get them under control. Matthew, get him under control. No, I'm just kidding. There is
long story short, let's fast forward. So yeah, so I went just to hang with you, man. I hang with you, with all of our friends. You know, it was a good time because that was the first time first time in a while that everybody was getting together for something, right?
Yeah, it was. It was the first time for sure. So they're the dog. Okay,
Can you introduce our two new guests?
Yeah, this is Apollo and Ash, and they like to bark at everybody who comes into our house. So
they like me though
today, and they like to bark.
AA. We have MMKKSS and Apollo and Ash.
You can hear the growl probably.
Heroes all around. So speaking of that, let's go around robin. Favorite accounting conference, least favorite conference.
Matthew, go. Yeah, you're first.
Oh, ZeroCon favorite, least favorite is the LA.
Which ZeroCon though?
Show is awful.
Well, which ZeroCon is your favorite?
Atlanta for sure, probably. Just because we got to host everybody, but Austin was the last because of the freezing, crazy snow, and then San Francisco was great. That was like one of the best ones. Oh, San Diego was nice, except I got sick. But so it'd be Atlanta, San Francisco, San Diego, Austin.
I met you at Austin, I think. I think that's where I met Matthew. Or it might have been, I forgot where, either way.
All right, Scotty, who you got?
Accounting conference. So I'm part of Padgett Business Services franchise, and every year we have our tax I don't think they call it a convention. Maybe they call it tax conference. They do call it tax conference. And I always just thought of it as, I never called it tax con. So at zero con, and everything else is a con to me. And this is just the good old annual tax conference. I wouldn't say that that's my least favorite, because I always have a lot of fun with my buddies there. Like I always open up my room and just everybody will come there. Even like the president of Padgett will come and hang out, and drink his beers in there too. But so I don't have a least favorite. I don't have a certain least favorite, because I just love being around people, man. So I think but I will say ZeroCon Austin, that was kind of a bummer, because it was not expected to snow. And it was wet snow, and it just wasn't great. The weather wasn't great and everything. And I think that it was made to be outdoors, and it just didn't play well. It was cold. People had blankets, and Will cried, and all the other things happened.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And but then again, it wasn't that one though. Was it, or was it?
It was.
I think it was Austin. Yeah. And then so I think my favorite would be AICPA Engage Vegas, because that was a good time. That was just a few weeks ago. Yeah.
We didn't go to any sessions, right? That's why we liked it so much.
Yeah. What was your favorite, Kenji?
It's definitely ZeroCon, because, and I know you guys are going to rag on me like, oh, it's not accounting salon, but like, I think of what I like about ZeroCon is all our peeps are there, but like,
what do we know about accounting salon? What do me and Matt know?
I have a question about that next. But like, I like the fact that at least at the other bigger ones, you can meet new people, right? People you don't know. Whereas the smaller, like that kind of niche one, like it's everybody you know. So it's a different vibe. I love that in a different way. The one I'm with Matthew, the one those LA, and East Coast accounting conference things we did, those were terrible. Terrapin, I think, did those. Those were awful. Where the sessions were intermixed amongst the booths, all the booths, and it was a free conference. And so you'd have the vendors in their booth talking right next to while you were giving a session. It was awful. So it was so terrible and bad. I just couldn't stand it. It was awful. But maybe my favorite one, I see now, I really liked Austin. I liked Austin because it was super funky and weird. Like, we were there. Like, I can tell people now, like, oh, have you been to Austin? Yes, I was there when it snowed, and everybody from Austin was like, I know exactly when that was, because we were there when it snowed. I forgot about Will crying. Will, we love you, but that is memorable as well too. Liz Mason, I killed Greg Kite, I remember, with a bunch of tequila, and we did a whole thing with hot sauce with Liz. And so, yeah, I actually like that one. That was a fun one. And the food, I love it. The food in Austin to me is just so fire. I love that. Austin.
Well, I didn't mean to go on and on about how much I didn't like Austin, because it's really just the weather, and you can't control the weather. Everything else is great. Yeah.
So, okay. What if you guys were to create your own accounting conference? I've heard you talk about this. Isn't there going to be a Matthew Scott conference?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we're going to have the anti salon, the boys club.
We are going to, we're announcing today the formation of the everybody can come except for accounting salon members conference.
Yes.
So
absolutely, everybody is invited. Everybody's invited.
Everybody's invited.
We're going to have the first one in Atlanta.
Unless you're in accounting salon, and then you cannot come.
Shut up. If you're a current member of accounting salon, so you know what? I think Michael Lee and Naya can join our club.
Yeah. So, yep.
You guys suck. I'm not asking.
Okay, G, you're out. We're gonna wall you out.
I'll crash.
Amanda,
just
we're
like
just
you
kidding.
crashed Engage.
We're just kidding, Amanda. We're just kidding.
You're just.
I have so.
We're not kidding. We're not kidding.
We're only kidding if she invites us to accounting salon.
Yeah. When she invites us, then it's like, then we'll take the paywall down. Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of Amanda, how about this? Jeff Phillips and Amanda. I mean, I think of them kind of, they're not really your bosses, right? They're at the corporate level, but I think of them, how would,
You said they're not your bosses, and then you put your hand all the way up there.
they're at the corporate level, right? They're up here.
Yeah, but then you can do that. You can point away. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's true. That is
How would,
absolutely
okay,
true. Yeah.
in 3 words, how would Jeff and Amanda describe you?
In
3
3
words
words,
only.
pain in the. I don't know. Jeff got mad at me on Monday, man. I think I got him upset. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, man, I don't know how they would describe me. But I enjoy working with them. I mean, you know, Padgett has had some changes in the past year, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen. You know, none of us know what the future holds, obviously, and we can't control the weather. But then again, you know, I think that they're doing really good things, and Amanda has really invigorated a lot of these offices and bringing in, you know, new tech and new systems, and, you know, bringing in her knowledge and bridging the gap. Right, Amanda does a really good job of bridging the gap for some of the, you know, the elder generation that is really, you know, still living in the days of paper and the days of delivering to clients and, you know, door to door type. Yeah. And, you know, after the fact payroll and things like that, to then start doing things like getting onto carbon and practice ignition and zero. You know, they've brought zero into the world of Padgett. So yeah, you know,
So in our next episode, I'll ask what the 4th word is. So right now it's pain in the, we'll tease that out for the next episode for part 2 of this, right? For the double episode.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I'll remember. Yes.
I'm just going to keep bouncing around with weird questions. Does anybody that you know text more than you do?
Yes. And it was one of my employees. And if you asked any of my team, it's like, I tell everybody, like, you know, you got to cut the guy a break because he's just like me. Like, this is how I am with all of my friends and everybody. He's probably just as, I'm probably worse than him, you know, and it's just like, so he'll usually send paragraphs and paragraphs. I'll just send text after text after text. Yeah. So you know what? I'm just a communicator, man. I just like, what happens is this, and Matt, you know, Matt can relate because I just texted him while I was editing your episode. And it's like, whenever something crosses my mind and it swirls around, and then I'll think of somebody and I want to reach out to them and tell them, you know, it's like anytime somebody gets a text from me, it's because I'm thinking about them. So you should feel special. Right.
Well, I actually, that's helpful. I do feel special now because I'm like, I think I get more messages. I mean, some of them are group text, obviously, but like from Scott than anybody. Like, it's just like you're on it, dude. Like, you're Mr. SMS.
Yeah, but are they really annoying?
Your middle name,
I'm not SMS. No, it's only iMessage. No, please, no. Okay, don't say SMS because that's green. I like the blue. I like the iMessage. But I like that you brought the middle name. It's a J. No, it's SJS. But thank you for calling me SMS. Can that be my new nickname? SMS.
Yes, Mr. SMS.
Yes, I'm gonna change my middle name to Middle.
There you go. I like that. That sounds actually, yeah, that's a very Scott thing to do. Speaking of Scott things to do, I can't believe we haven't talked about this yet. Like, do you mind explaining what the hell's happening behind you there?
It's my toys. This is my Zoom background, man. This is for real though. This isn't like,
except it's real, like, right?
It actually can. It actually will fall. So the long and short of it is, back in like 2012, or around then, I started. So I have a few clients that have comic book stores, and you would think like they wouldn't need an accountant. Like, why does this person have payroll? And I come to realize that comic book stores actually do pretty well. And so so I started to see these in the stores, you know, and it's like a lot. I think it started with The Walking Dead.
Those are not bobbleheads, right? What are those called again?
They're Funko Pops.
Funko Pops. Okay. My kids have a couple.
So honestly, I could have just said this in a couple of words. It's like, once you pop, you can't stop, right? Like, I gotta have my pops. It's just, once you pop, you can't stop. And I got The Walking Dead, and then the Game of Thrones, and it's like, you like all these characters, and they got 22 different versions of them. So look, if you zoom in, it's like you got the you got Heisenberg from Breaking Bad. You've got Spider-Man, Monopoly, Fox and Sox. Some of these are worth some good money. So my daughter did an
What's the
audit
most
of them.
valuable? What's in all the?
I have a
ones that we can
spreadsheet.
see
I have a spreadsheet. Yeah.
of
I
which
know.
one
I have
of the
so
pops is worth the most.
So I have a spreadsheet of all of their values. So they weren't stacked up here for all time. Like they were in our office and spread out around the office. They were on the walls. Like I had these little shelves, and they were up on the shelves. And then when we moved out of our office recently, they all ended up in my basement, and they were just all over the place. So she was cataloging them. And then I just said, what if I made a Zoom background? And then the family kind of liked that. And then the office kind of liked that. So this is my Zoom background.
So think, I want to know, can you point to the one that's the most valuable behind you?
Well, I can bring this. This is probably the most value. These are my two favorites. I don't want to say which one's the most valuable, because honestly, the one that's most valuable is the one that nobody wanted. So I have some from the Game of Thrones that nobody really wanted in the beginning. So because they don't make more of them, they're worth a lot of money. But this whole wall is probably worth like $20,000.
What?
Yeah. So
What?
this one. So my daughter's name is Arya, and
Arya Stark.
Yes. So if you see
Arya Scarano. Look at you, of course. Yeah, of course that's you.
And this is one of my favorites too.
MJ all day. I was gonna ask you. Okay, I'll cross over. It's probably too hard to move your camera.
No, it's not too hard.
What about? Oh, I was gonna. Oh my gosh, there's more over there. But probably all the way up to I've seen a bit from a picture, like the sneaker collection. That's pretty legit too.
Oh yeah, I can't actually. I could bring that upstairs but my wife might get mad. I've done that before. There was one time where Jeff was at my house, and I was like, "Yeah, Jeff, you want to see all of my Padgett shirts? Because we're about to do a rebrand, and I have like a closet full of like Nike, Padgett polos, and I got to burn them all now because I got a new rebrand. Like, what the hell? Come on." So sorry, my wife got mad about that, so I don't think I'm going to bring you guys up there either.
Don't do that. Yeah. But I feel like you have a similar with some of your footwear. Like if people don't know, Scott's got the best footwear of any accountant for sure. Yeah.
I take that. I'm honored for you to say.
You do, dude. I tell you, in
lot.
Vegas, man, those black were they Air Force Ones or were they those Jordans, weren't they?
They were Jordans, yeah.
The colorways.
They were the threes, yeah.
All right, we're bouncing on all the place. I got only a couple more.
Oh wait, no, here we go. I do have something to show.
Come on, bring it in. What do you got?
I got up, and now I'm gonna come back. I got some new Jordans.
Matthew's gotten up like 5 times. He's got dogs barking and exterminators and so.
So a couple of days ago, I got some of these.
Oh, look at the lows.
Fancy.
Got the Tar Heel blue on that.
Oh yeah,
he loves that. Those are nice. Those are real nice.
Yeah, I want to put these on right now, but I haven't even taken. I just took them out of the box for you guys. That's the first time.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I mean, I'm
excited for those. Yeah.
See, this is where I want people to see, like, accountants. People have a notion of who accountants are, and we got crazy stuff going on.
You might surprise somebody, right? You might get surprised.
So, I mean, I feel like aesthetics and look and feel, I've heard you refer to yourself, not refer to yourself. One of your heroes, Steve Jobs, right?
Oh, yes. But thank you for saying I didn't refer to myself. But yes, he is one of my heroes.
Are you the Steve Jobs of accounting?
Oh, well, that's a good question. It has been said, I really wish to be the Steve Jobs of accounting, and I hope one day, but honestly, dude, Steve, I can't ever put myself in the same category as him. It's my hero.
Who would Matthew be of accounting? Matthew's the what of accounting? I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out what that would be.
I think Kenji's the Steve Jobs of accounting, and Matt's the Wojo. Yeah, Matt's the Wojo of accounting.
I don't think so. He's pretty good up on stage. You should see him.
No,
do
not
his, like,
Wojo. Not Wojo. Wojo's from Duke.
Wozniak. No, please
Wozniak,
don't
yeah,
ever call
the
me
Woz.
Wojo. That is, I am offended. You call me a Duke
I
player.
did not
That is,
call you a Duke. I did not call you Wojowski.
He called
What
me.
I meant was
He called me a
Matt.
Duke.
I
Duke.
called Matt a Duke because he's wearing Duke blue. Kind of.
I wouldn't
mean,
even.
it's-
I don't like him sometimes, but I wouldn't even do that to him. That is doing somebody dirty right there.
No, we're not going there. We're not going there. Come on. Yeah.
But like, I think of you, like, you like branding and look and feel of things. I think that's important to you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like I may be misremembering this because there was a lot of stuff going on in Vegas. Did you have a Zero branded vape?
So it's right here. It is not Zero brand. You have to say it, and it's right next to me. So no. It's so no. It
Wait.
was like one of those things that said "Do Beautiful," and it was like a sticker. But
That's what it was.
within the sticker, it said UNC. So I just needed to label. So I have two different ones, and one of them is like a daytime. Like I just needed to distinguish between the two because they're both black. So it's not really branded. But the branded one is in the other room. I'm not gonna keep
I
going.
thought you had one that had
You don't
zero
see
on
that.
it.
I do honestly, yes. And
That's the nighttime one.
It's a zero. Yeah, this is the nighttime. Yeah, or no,
Oh,
that's
that was
all right. Fine.
This
The
too.
nighttime one. I'll go get the nighttime. All right.
I dare
Listeners are
anybody
not going to
watching
like this.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the watchers
They're
are
gonna
not
love it.
going to like this. But
I love this.
yeah,
See, there it is. I thought I saw that.
there's our sponsor. Our sponsor today.
No, they're not a sponsor until they send us beer.
So I'll just leave this. I'll leave this covering my face the whole time. Like, yeah.
This is what happens if people don't sponsor. We just run wild with just out of control ideas there.
Oh yeah. This is
So
brought to
speaking
you
of
by
when you
PAX.
run wild, I've heard you refer to Nicole McKenzie as your mom. Like it's like mom. Like why do you call her mom?
No, it's only because she orders us around so much. She's done that to both of us twice, two different occasions. She's like, you got to do this and you got to do this. And she just wants everything to go perfect. And she wants to have a great time. And I don't think I mean mom. I think it's just when she's in that tone and she talks to us in that tone. I think and I knew she would come up today. I was talking to her yesterday and I said, oh, guess what? Guess what I'm doing tomorrow, Nicole? And she's like, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm gonna be on Drink While You Think. And she said, oh, tell them I said hi. So Nicole says hi.
So mom says hi, but I mean,
Mom
fully
says hi.
Don't fully lump me into that. But yeah, I always felt like when she made you be quiet, you remember that, not talk for like the hour. That was
so yeah. Like I said, I run my mouth. I talk a lot, and I probably
we love
shouldn't.
that. Because I think someone who runs their mouth and talks, I think they're authentic. And you see, I did that without air quotes. I didn't even use air quotes
Thank
that
you.
time. How you
Yeah.
like that?
Well, no, to be fair, like it does get a bad connotation. It does get a bad rep when all you want to do is be the center of attention and everybody listen to me. I have something to say. Like I really don't have something to say. I don't have something to prove. I don't really have anything that is important to say, but I do enjoy everybody's company. And whenever there's a moment of silence, I know people are just thinking about what they're going to say, but I just fill the empty space with words.
The filler of empty
We
space.
may need to get you to come. Maybe we should get Scott to come and MC Acuity Con because that way we won't have any
Can
dead
I?
space. Oh
Can
my
I?
gosh. We might.
Yes. I'm excited. You
What
said
did
it.
oh my gosh,
You
what did
said
I
it.
just do? What did I just do there?
You said it.
Okay, this is how we traditionally always land the episode, finish this guy out. I got to jump over to Untapped, which is where we go and rank the beers that we drank.
This is it. We
Like
just
that.
talked about me. We didn't even talk about anything cool, unless we all gotta go.
No,
Yeah.
people are tired of me and Matthew. You kidding me? Trust me, we're terrible. Like we're like nobody cares about that.
Actually, I do like your episodes though. I like hanging with you guys. So I feel like so here's one thing that Nicole said.
Okay.
She said watching this is like asynchronously hanging out. And
That's right.
It
That's how
does.
it's supposed to be.
and it really is though. I feel like this is asynchronous hangouts. And anybody watching this just feels like they're in the same room with us and they can talk and we just won't respond to them. So they're gonna think we're assholes for not saying anything back. But they'll enjoy
How
our
is that
company,
different
right?
than normal?
Yeah.
I was gonna
I don't
say,
know.
wait a minute, it's like normal.
Oh no.
All of our
Honestly
friends are
though,
love
like
this. Are like, this
I
is
feel like
exactly what
Matt
I
didn't
like.
say anything. Matt was just hanging with us.
That's
and
why I love
playing with
this
his
episode.
dogs.
Very, very rarely do I get a chance to like not let him talk. And like, this is great. I knew having Scott on here, he would like just get, I mean, trust me, I talk to him all the damn time. He and I talk more together than our wives.
Matt,
we
what do
with
you
our
have
wives.
going on? Matt, how are you doing?
I'm hanging in there. So
You hanging in there?
Like,
hanging
I'm
in
done.
there.
I'm done.
No,
All
we've
right,
been
let's
doing.
He and I are going to talk all day.
I got a
tomorrow.
healthy
We're going
I got
to
a
a golf
healthy buzz
tournament
on. I
tomorrow.
haven't
We're going
even
to talk
finished
all
my
day.
beer here.
Yeah,
I got a
that's like
healthy buzz and I've
that's
only
like
drank
a
like
that's like a 650 milliliter one, if I recall. That's a big
That's a
bottle.
bad boy right there. All right,
I still have a full glass and some beer
I'm
here.
going to pull up our ratings. So I'm doing the Bright Day Coming. I really love this beer. This is like one of my. It's just a great. I love the brewery, and I actually love like look at the cool. You can see it. Like my wife always says, "Oh, I like that beer." Now she doesn't like drinking it, but she loves the can because it's cool and colorful. So hey, this is for. I'm going to do that because she likes the can and I like the beer. It's going to get a nice strong rating for me of a 4.25. That is solid, strong rating. I'm going to go to Matthew first. Matthew, give me what you're drinking again.
The left-hand peanut butter milk stout.
What's that? Okay. Is that the one right there?
That is.
I am super curious about how this beer came out. Yeah, you didn't say much.
It's a strong beer. It's stronger than the 3.8. It's a 4 for sure.
4? Does a lot of the peanut butter kind of come through?
It's a little tad too much peanut butter for me, but like it's pretty solid. It would be a solid beer in a pinch. If you like peanut butter, it'd be even like a 4 or 5 for most people probably.
Scott, what was yours
It
again?
sounds good. I really like peanut butter. So this is if you pull it up, is it already going to be rated? Do I get to see Matthew's rating?
But don't start thinking about it.
Don't look. All right, close my screen.
No, you won't see my rating. You won't be able to see my rating.
But he'll see the overall
average rating.
Okay, I thought if you've rated it before.
What's it called again? It's like
so it's the Westbrook Mexican cake. Yeah, Mexican cake.
Oh, there it is.
Dude, I like this a lot. So here's how I rate things though. I rate it based on the company I keep, and I'm enjoying you guys' company, even though I talk most of the time anyway. But this
you're supposed to. You're the guest.
I was the fucking guest. Yes, so I get to talk this time. This is what Ackerman. This is what I deal with on my podcast. This is what he deals with on my podcast. Is shut the fuck up and let them talk. Like I'm about to edit Blake's episode, right? So you mentioned the Cloud Accounting podcast when we opened today, and I'm about to edit Blake's episode, and I remember I haven't started editing, but I remember he got fairly mad at me when I brought up we should do a conference, and you brought it up this time. I don't hear anybody getting mad at you. Yeah, so
no, never.
But it's the kind of thing where we have a guest, and I shouldn't talk. And I think Matt, you can relate to that. Kenji likes to talk, and I like to talk too. And Kenji is very charismatic. I'm still trying to rate this beer here, but Kenji's very charismatic, so it played very well on his episode. So immediately after we stopped the episode, Ackerman calls me up and he said, "That was the best episode. you could just release that now. You don't have to edit it or anything. You can just release it." And honestly, it wasn't the most listened to episode, but
no, it shouldn't be.
But the weekend that I released that, we had the most listens of any other weekend. So maybe there's a correlation there. Maybe you guys should promote our podcast, and
we're gonna do it
because
send us some beers. I'll link this one. We'll link this one over. But just send me a beer too.
That would be so dope. Yeah, I will send you a whole case of this Mexican cake because I'm tipsy. I think I'm gonna drink tonight. I didn't drink much when we were in Vegas. Honestly, you didn't see me drink.
I know you did not. You did not.
Not at all.
We've done that, but I know when you've drank before. We've done that together too in a different.
We have done that, yes, in a different.
All right, what do you rank it?
I would leave it. 4.75 sounds good to me. Yeah,
that's what Matthew ranked it too.
I love it because you know what, Matthew, I get it. Like I feel very tipsy right now, and I haven't even gotten too far into it. Like I want to get more of this beer. I love it because my wife is Mexican too. I don't think I brought that up, but my wife she is from Mexico, so this is her cake. This is legit. Yeah, this is my
ladies and
cake
gentlemen.
Too, that my kids
how
are
could
Mexican.
this? I mean, you see, this is what you got. You just got to hang with the most authentic, real accountants, and how could you not love hanging? You got to find
Think
this
while
guy.
you
Next-
drink. But you should think while you drink, not just not just the reverse.
Not just the
Right.
reverse. Do both. You can do both. You can do a bit of both. But
A
everyone,
little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
column B, a little bit of column B, a little bit of debit, a little bit of credit. Cheers, everybody. Thanks. Subscribe. We're going to send a link over so that you can check out Sons of CPAs because you must do it. Peace out.